For over 3,000 cycles, the Galactic Council believed itself untouchable. Its chambers orbited a blue giant star, protected by layered shields and fleets drawn from 100 civilizations. They ruled through law, threat, and memory of ancient wars that no one alive truly remembered. The Council had faced rebellions, pirate empires, and machine uprisings. Every one of them had been crushed or absorbed. Confidence became tradition, and tradition hardened into arrogance. On the day the unknown warship arrived, the Council was in session. Delegates floated or stood within gravity wells tuned to their biology. Holographic banners glowed with symbols of unity and dominance. The topic of discussion was insignificant. A minor border dispute between two client species near the Perseus Veil. The debate was routine, voices calm and rehearsed. Then the sensors screamed. At first, the alert was dismissed as a calibration error. The defense grid detected a mass larger than a moon appearing inside restricted space. No jump signature, no gate activation, no warning ripple in spacetime. The object simply appeared. Technicians scrambled as readouts failed to categorize the anomaly. Energy output exceeded known warships, yet lacked recognizable patterns. The hull reading was wrong, then wrong again, then unreadable. A shadow passed across the chamber as external displays adjusted. Delegates turned toward the projection of space outside the station. There it was, hanging silently. The vessel was immense, elongated like a spear forged from darkness. Its surface drank in light rather than reflecting it. Veins of faint silver geometry pulsed slowly across its hull. No insignia, no broadcast signal, no escort fleet. Just one ship, alone, inside the heart of Council space. Laughter broke out among several delegates. An unannounced arrival was not unheard of. Many species favored theatrical intimidation. Security demanded identification. The message was transmitted in every known frequency and language. There was no response. The warship did not move. It did not charge weapons. It did not raise shields. That was when the Council should have been afraid. Minutes passed. Defense fleets mobilized in perfect formation. Thousands of ships formed a sphere around the intruder. Again, the Council demanded identification. Again, there was silence. A senior archivist quietly accessed forbidden databanks. The shape of the ship triggered a memory buried beneath classified seals. Records marked obsolete, dangerous, and deliberately incomplete. The name surfaced slowly, reluctantly. Humanity. The archivist froze. Humans were a myth to most. A footnote in ancient conflict logs. According to fractured records, humans were a pre-FTL species encountered millennia ago. They were marked as aggressive, unpredictable, and excessively resilient. Containment measures had been authorized. The details after that were redacted. Whole centuries missing. Entire fleets unaccounted for. Before the archivist could speak, the warship finally acted. A signal burst outward, bypassing Council encryption effortlessly. The transmission was simple, calm, and terrifying. This is a united Terran sovereignty warship. You are in violation of standing human quarantine accords. This session is now under human jurisdiction. The chamber erupted. Delegates shouted in disbelief, outrage, and denial. Humanity was extinct, isolated, or irrelevant, depending on which official history one believed. The warship continued its message. We have observed your expansion, your wars, your councils. You believed us gone. You were incorrect. A single projection appeared in the chamber. A human figure, tall, armored, eyes steady. Not angry, not pleading, simply present. We warned you not to cross the Orion silence. You crossed it. Defense commanders ordered an immediate show of force. Weapons powered up across the fleet. Energy signatures spiked. The human warship responded by doing nothing. No movement. No shield flare. Then space bent. One Council battleship vanished. Not exploded, not damaged, simply removed. Panic replaced arrogance. The vanished battleship did not leave debris. No energy spike marked its destruction. It was as if reality had forgotten it existed. The human envoy spoke again. That was a warning. Fleet commanders hesitated. Council law demanded retaliation. Survival instinct demanded restraint. Another ship disappeared. Then another. Each removal precise, silent, absolute. The human warship finally advanced. It moved without thrusters, without inertia. Space seemed to make room for it. Weapons reports flooded the chamber. None of the Council's attacks registered impact. Beams bent away, missiles ceased to exist mid-flight. The envoy continued calmly. You studied energy, we studied space-time. You conquered planets, we mapped reality. Historical data unlocked itself across Council screens. Long-buried memories resurfaced. Humanity had not been defeated. Humanity had withdrawn. They sealed regions of space to observe younger civilizations. The Council had risen in that absence, mistaken silence for weakness. The Orion silence was not empty space. It was human territory. A laboratory, a boundary, a warning. Now the experiment was over. The warship extended structures along its hull. Not weapons, but arrays. They interfaced with the Council station itself. Power failed. Shields collapsed. Artificial gravity faltered. The envoy spoke one final time. You govern through fear and memory. We govern through responsibility. We are here to correct an error. The Council expected annihilation. Many delegates prepared for death. Some prayed, others cursed. Instead, the human warship stabilized the station. Life support returned. Gravity normalized. The envoy explained the judgment. The Council would be dissolved. Member worlds would regain autonomy under observation. Military fleets would be disarmed. Warp routes restructured. Expansion halted beyond defined boundaries. No executions. No planetary bombardments. No vengeance. The cruelty of mercy struck deeper than violence. Human observers would remain. Silent, watching, intervening only if necessary. The galaxy would continue, but not under the Council's shadow. Delegates demanded to know why humanity spared them. Why not erase a threat? Why not rule? The envoy answered. Because we already tried that once. And learned. Records revealed humanity's own ancient mistakes. Empires risen and fallen on Earth. Wars that nearly ended them. They had chosen a different path. To guard rather than dominate. To observe rather than command. The warship began to decloak fully. Layers of dimensional masking peeled away, revealing a fleet hidden within folded space. Thousands of ships, all watching, all waiting. The message was clear. This was not a single exception. This was humanity's return. The human fleet withdrew slowly, leaving observers in key systems. Silent sentinels in the dark. News spread faster than light through rumor and fear. The Galactic Council was gone. undone not by rebellion, but by remembrance. Worlds once oppressed began rebuilding. Borders softened. Wars paused. Some civilizations cursed humanity. Others worshipped them. Most simply feared them. Humanity did not respond to any of it. They did not broadcast declarations. They did not demand tribute. They watched. They waited. Deep within the old council chamber, a single inscription remained, carved by human design. Power is not proven by conquest, but by restraint. The galaxy moved on, older, wiser, quieter, and every surviving member of the former Galactic Council understood the truth. The moment that unknown human warship decloaked, they had already lost. Decades passed after the Council's fall, time enough for stars to burn a little dimmer and for empires to forget their former titles. Yet the shadow of humanity never faded. Across former Council space, human observers remained unseen but unmistakable. They did not patrol openly. They did not interfere openly. But every civilization knew they were there. Trade routes stabilized as piracy vanished almost overnight. Not because fleets hunted raiders, but because ships that violated neutral space simply failed to arrive at their destinations. Warlords who threatened planetary annihilation found their command vessels missing from history. Their followers received no explanation, only silence. Scientists across the galaxy struggled to understand human technology. Captured sensor data revealed impossible tolerances, materials that ignored entropy, systems that treated causality as a suggestion. Yet humanity shared none of it. No blueprints, no gifts. They had learned the cost of uplift. They had learned the danger of playing gods. Instead, they offered guidance disguised as limits, borders that could not be crossed, weapons that could not be tested. Entire regions of space were marked with a single human symbol, a simple circle bisected by a line, meaning "do not proceed." Most obeyed. Some did not. One such civilization emerged from beyond the Kepri expanse, a species of crystalline intelligences who believed themselves immune to fear. They dismissed human warnings as psychological manipulation. Their fleets advanced toward a restricted system, a quiet star surrounded by artificial rings. Human observers transmitted a single warning: turn back. The crystalline leaders laughed. Their minds resonated with confidence. They crossed the boundary. Nothing happened. At first. Then the star dimmed. Not from collapse, but from subtraction. Energy vanished. Light folded inward. The system ceased to exist. No explosion. No radiation. Just absence. The crystalline fleet found itself adrift in interstellar dark. Their navigational constants erased. Their home coordinates meaningless. A human message followed: "This is your only mercy." The fleet was returned to its origin system moments later. Memories intact. Pride shattered. After that, belief replaced doubt across the galaxy. Generations grew up knowing humans only as stories. Tall watchers in the void. Guardians or jailers, depending on perspective. Some civilizations tried to imitate humanity's restraint, creating councils built on cooperation rather than domination. Learning slowly, painfully. Others plotted in secret, hoping to one day surpass the humans, to challenge the unseen wardens of the stars. Humanity watched them all. Within human space, Earth no longer ruled alone. Humanity had changed too. They were no longer a single species. Genetic divergence, cybernetic evolution, and dimensional adaptation had reshaped them. Some humans lived as energy states, others as distributed consciousness across multiple bodies. Yet they still called themselves human, still remembered Earth, still remembered why they chose restraint. Ancient records were taught to every human child. The wars, the empires, the near extinction. They learned that survival without wisdom was only delay, that power without control was suicide. 1 century after the Council's fall, a request reached human space. Not a threat, not a challenge, a plea. A young civilization on the galactic rim faced annihilation from a natural phenomenon. A vacuum decay wave expanding through their region of space. No fleet could fight it. They asked humanity for help, not as rulers, but as protectors. The human response took time, longer than the petitioners expected, shorter than the universe required. Then a single human construct appeared. Not a warship, not a fleet, a lattice of spacetime anchors deployed around the threatened region. Reality stabilized. The wave halted. The civilization was saved. No tribute demanded. No allegiance required. Only one message delivered. Learned. From that moment, perception shifted. Humanity was no longer just a warning. They were a precedent. A civilization that had reached the peak of power and chosen not to sit upon it. A species that could rule the galaxy but refused. A reminder carved into the structure of space itself. Deep within the archives of former Council worlds, scholars updated their histories. The Council had not fallen to a conqueror. It had fallen to a mirror. The unknown human warship that decloaked that day became legend. A symbol of the moment arrogance met consequence. Of the instant the galaxy learned it was not alone in its ambition. And somewhere beyond perception, humanity continued to watch. Patient, silent, waiting for the day the galaxy would no longer need them.